Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my December shop my stash video, and I feel like every time I film one of these I end up kind of changing the format a little bit, and that's just because I'm trying to find a way to do shop my stashes that I really truly enjoy and that like makes me happy to do it that way, if that makes any sense. So what I have done for this one is, in front of me I have three separate piles. So over here I have the stuff that will be staying in the bag. Here I have stuff right there I have stuff that is going to be new to the bag, and then right here I have the stuff from last month's bag that's going to be sent back into my collection until it gets pulled again. So again, I put everything in my makeup collection into like a randomized picking app, and I put everything into its individual category. So I put like all my eyeshadow palettes under eyeshadow palettes, all my loose setting powders under loose setting powders. You get the gist. And I randomly select what from each category will be in these bags, and I just try to use them as much as I can throughout the month. I don't force myself to use it if I don't want to use it that day, but I do try to get good use out of it. And something different that I'm going to be doing with this month's Shop My Stash is I actually have decided I'm going to keep track of how many times I use each product this month, which I know I feel like it's like taking this to like an extreme level, like that feel like that almost kind of goes into Project Pan level, which honestly I'm okay with that because I love trying to use things up in my collection, and I just think it would be fun to see how many uses I can get out of like each thing each month. Oh, I forgot, the other new thing that I'm going to be doing with this month's Shop My Stash is I did not pull an eyeshadow palette. I did pull a single shadow and then like a one and done shadow, so like a type of shadow that you just throw that and only that on your lid and it's like a full look on its own. But I didn't pull a full eyeshadow palette because this past month I found myself, I think that I only used my Naked Heat palette twice this past month, and I don't like being restrained and feeling obligated to one palette. I like to be able to, I actually put all my eyeshadow palettes into this randomized picking app, and I randomly pick what palette I use when I sit down to do my makeup. I know I'm like literally insane, but I just really enjoy doing that. I like, it's almost like a surprise every day, like what palette am I going to use today, what look can I come up with this palette. So I found myself really enjoying doing that, so I'm going to continue doing that, which is why I did not pull a full palette out, but I decided to keep the single shadow in. I almost just showed it to you, but I want to keep it a secret until I get to it later in the video when I'm actually doing my makeup. I thought by now my boyfriend would be back. I accidentally left a bag of makeup out in my car last night that I need for this video, and I thought he would be back with it by now. He just walked in. I can hear him. Okay, so we're gonna start with the things that are staying in the bag. So first thing, the concealer I pulled for this month's bag is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, which was in there last month to mix with the concealer that I had in last month, but this is what I actually picked this month, so this will be staying. My Becca under eye corrector always will be staying. I have my Huda Beauty Hydra Plumping Lip Balm, which I actually have on right now. This will be staying in there as well. My In Beauty Project Power Up Dual Face Setting Mist, I'm still working on using this up, so this will be staying. This is just a little bottle of water that I have to use with my brow product, which is the Patrick Ta Tinted Brow Wax. This will be staying in there. I have my NYX Glitter Primer, which I use under shimmers to make them pop, and this will be staying. And then I actually don't even know how this happened, but somehow I ended up choosing the Morphe lip gloss in the shade Frosé again, so this will be staying in the bag as well. I have a few tools that I just keep in the bag, so I thought I would just show you. I have my brush cleaner, lash curler, my puff, and my little mirror that I always use. These always stay in the bag. Now we're going to move on to the things that will be returning to my collection. So the first thing returning is my Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. The plan was to keep this in the bag until I completely used it up, but honestly I'm kind of getting bored with it, so I'm going to put it back into my collection and then pull a different mascara in. For my bronzer last month, I had the Pacifica Desert Sunset bronzer, not the blush, just the bronzer. This is going to be going back in because I have a new bronzer. The KVD Lock It Translucent Setting Powder will be going back. The e.l.f. HD Lifting Concealer. This is my favorite concealer in the entire world. It is so good, but it's time for it to go back. One thing that I guess is technically going back, but it's actually empty, so it's going into my empties, is the Benefit They're Real mascara sample that I have had for months now. I finally used it up this month, so that will be going into my empties bin. My Beauty Vault lip liner in the shade Beau Babe is going back to the collection, as well as the Trestique mini blush stick in the shade Moroccan Rose. I feel like I didn't really enjoy using this blush this month. I feel like I probably only used it 5 times. My ColourPop Creme Gel liner in the shade Gobi is headed back into the collection. And then again, I was going to keep this in my bag until I used it up, but I was getting bored with it. This is the Wander Beauty Highline Liquid Eyeliner. I was just getting bored with it. I was tired of seeing it, so I'm throwing that back in. And this is really surprising, but I'm actually putting my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, which I've been using as my eye base now for months. This is going back into my collection because I'm so bored of it. I'm so bored of using that, and I just want to see something new. The ColourPop Lippy Stick in the shade Westy is going back into my collection. I am really not a huge fan of this color. It is way too light for me, and I just did not really enjoy using it. It was way too light and really, really pink, so I'm actually going to be decluttering this from my collection, which I'm okay with decluttering my ColourPop Lippy Sticks because I bought their vault last year, so I have like 40 of them, and I just don't need that many, so I'm kind of trying to figure out which ones I want to keep and which ones I want to get rid of, and this is definitely one that I can say I want to get rid of. I gave it a swatch right there just so you can kind of see the color, and it's just not a color that I enjoy wearing. It's really like Barbie bubblegum pink, and I just find that it doesn't really look good on me. My Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Champagne Pop will be going back into my collection. This is such a beautiful highlighter, but it was time for something new. My Rimmel Stay Matte Translucent Setting Powder. This is going to go back into my collection as well because I did actually pull a new translucent face powder, which I'm very excited to use this month. And again, the Urban Decay Naked Heat Palette is coming back into my collection, and there will not be a designated eyeshadow palette in the bag this month just because I don't want one. And the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation headed back. And then last but not least, my Farsali Skin Tune Blur Perfecting Primer Serum is headed back into the collection as well. So I'm going to put all that away real quick, and then I will show you the new things that I'm pulling into the bag. Alright, let's talk through the things that I'm pulling in this month. So for the eyeshadow base, I'm going to be pulling in this little sample of the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Eye Base that I got as like a Sephora points perk or something. And I have used this a few times, and I am pleasantly surprised by how well it actually works. I didn't really expect much from this product at all, but I've been liking it so far. Then I'm pulling in my Ciate London Everyday Vacay Coconut Loose Setting Powder. And I will just tell you the eyeshadow palette that I'm using today. This is not going in the bag. Again, it's just what I'm going to be using today. This is the At Forest Sight Raw Beauty Kristi X ColourPop Eyeshadow Palette. The eyeliner, the pencil liner that I'm pulling in this month is the Pure Cosmetics On Point Eyeliner in the shade Down to Earth. It's just a brown liner. The liquid liner I'm pulling in is the Seraphine Botanicals Luna Liner. The mascara is going to be the CoverGirl Flourish Mascara. The single shadow is the JD Glow Fairy Acid Single Shadow, and it is so pretty. It's like silvery, but it has like these gold reflex in it, and it is just stunning, and I'm really excited to get some use out of it this month. And I'm excited for the look that I kind of have in mind for it today as well. The one and done shadow that I have is this NYX Whipped Wonderland eyeshadow in the shade Sweet Tooth. I can't show it to you in the pan because it's actually broken, but I will swatch it for you. I'm not going to be using this in the look today because I want to be able to use the palette and the single shadow, and it just wouldn't work well to show you like a one and done look, you know? So that is what that shadow looks like right there. The face primer I have is the Benefit Porefessional Pore Primer. And for foundation, I'll be using the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD Longwear Illuminating Foundation. I already showed you that I'm keeping in my Becca under eye corrector and my Maybelline Fit Me concealer, as well as my under eye setting powder, which is the Ciate London one. But for my face powder and my bronzer are both actually from this Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Mini Sculpture Unlocked palette. This is the face setting powder that I'll be using, and it is the Soft Light Finishing Powder. And then the bronzer is the Golden Bronze Light Bronzer from Hourglass. The blush I'll be using is the nudestix Nudies Sweet Peach Peony blush. I just have this little sample here. And then the highlighter is the Milk Makeup highlighter in the shade Lit. Again, just a little sample. For lip liner, I actually think that this lip combo is going to be really, really pretty. The lip liner that I have is the Essence Soft Contouring Lip Liner in the shade Deeply Intoxicated. It's a really dark, like, kind of wine color, like dark red wine. It really matches my nails, actually. And then the lipstick that I have is this Essence Long Lasting lipstick in the shade 07, and I just think that it'll be like a really pretty ombre lip look. And then of course the lip gloss is that Morphe gloss. So I have also decided I'm not going to do like a talk through of the makeup. I'm just going to kind of like speed it up just because. So without further ado, let's get into the makeup. Alright, so this is the finished look using all the products in this month's Shop My Stash makeup bag. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I think I finally really enjoy this format, so I'm really hoping that I will actually be able to stick with this format now. If you did enjoy this video, I hope you will give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye!